Live and on demand from the WNY News Now studios in downtown Jamestown. This is WNY News Now.
And thanks so much for joining us for WNY News Now on this Monday. I'm Justin Gould.
And I'm Matt Hummel. Happening now, 2 people are charged following an investigation into stolen weapons.
And State Assemblyman Andy Goodell is sounding off on the DREAM Act, what it means for local schools. But first, a check of your forecast. Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter is live in the First Defense Weather Center. Hey, Dakota.
Hey, Jay and Matt, and happy Monday to all of you. We made it through the weekend, and before we get into the forecast, I want to explain something very briefly about what happened yesterday. Yesterday, we had a lake effect deal that really wasn't forecast, and this was my fault, so I want to apologize for this busted forecast. We were not expecting anywhere near these totals. On Sunday, we were only expecting a few inches. You can see some spots ended up with more than a foot of lake effect snow. The models did not handle this very well, and it is my fault. So I want to apologize for that if it caused you any sort of convenience, a sort of an inconvenience, because this whole event was not forecast very well. So just wanted to apologize for that because it wasn't forecast, and we'll get better at this. And here it is here. This is what it looked like on the radar. The models did not show this lake effect band being this organized. And so it's just how it goes, but we're going to learn from it and we're going to get better. So again, just wanted to issue an apology on that because that was a horrible forecast. Speaking about the forecast, we have a winter storm watch that is currently in effect for much of western New York. There's also a wind chill watch in effect for Erie, PA as well. And this is for the midweek storm system that's coming our way with lake effect snow and dangerously cold wind chills. We'll talk about that in just a couple of minutes. So hour by hour, temperatures will actually rise into the 20s after a very frigid morning, down into the single digits. We should top out around 25, 26 by the afternoon, but snow comes our way. We'll talk about that, plus the cold for the late week with that Quick Solutions 7-day in just a couple of minutes. Jay, Matt.
All right, Dakota, looking forward to that, sir. Thank you very much. Our top story, 2 people facing charges following an investigation into 2 loaded stolen handguns over the weekend. Police say the guns were taken from the town of Ellicott. Jamestown police said they assisted officers there execute a search warrant at 70 Forest Avenue on Saturday. Police said 2 people taken into custody, 34-year-old Douglas Beardsley and 19-year-old Carmela Lopez. Both face a number of charges, including second-degree felony criminal possession of a weapon. Now, police said they are also facing drug charges as they were found with methamphetamine in the home. Police also said they found cash and scales inside that house. Investigators said additional arrests and charges are expected in this case. As the investigation remains ongoing, we'll, of course, keep you updated right here on air and online at WNYNewsNow.com.
The state police say that a 36-year-old Olean man is charged with aggravated DWI and aggravated DWI with a prior conviction in the last decade, following a traffic stop on Buffalo Street in Olean yesterday. Aaron Tierson showed what police describe as obvious signs of intoxication. Tierson allegedly failed standardized field sobriety tests at the scene. He was arrested and transported to the Olean barracks, where a chemical breath test revealed him to have a .18 blood alcohol content. Tierson was arraigned in Olean City Court, where he was released on his own recognizance. He's due to reappear in court at a later date.
And last week, New York State lawmakers passed the DREAM Act, which will provide access to state college tuition aid to undocumented immigrants. New York State Senator Kathy Young and Assemblyman Andy Goodell both voted against the bill. Goodell said the reason is because he believes the act is a nightmare for New York State. The Assemblyman said undocumented workers in the state pay no state income taxes. And under the DREAM Act, Goodell said illegal immigrants would be entitled to free college education at the taxpayer's expense. That would hurt local schools like JCC and SUNY Fredonia.
The free tuition does not actually increase the amount of money that's available to the schools themselves because the state has capped the amount of tuition that students pay and has limited its financial aid to the schools itself. So at the very time where we're giving away millions and millions of dollars to illegal immigrants to go to school here, our local schools like JCC and SUNY Fredonia are wrestling with really serious financial issues that are affecting their abilities to provide the full range of courses they want and all the services they want.
Now, since illegal immigrants do not report any of their income, Goodell said they are entitled to the maximum amount of tuition assistance under this bill. Students who report and pay their income taxes have their tuition assistance reduced or eliminated based on their parents' income levels. Goodell explained a student could graduate from a foreign high school at the top of their class, come to New York, take the New York GED, and then be eligible for 4 years of free tuition before returning to their own country.
Victims of child sexual abuse here in New York will soon get their chance to seek civil justice against their abusers in the institutions that harbored them, regardless of how long ago the crimes occurred. The state legislature today is set to approve the Child Victims Act, a long-stalled measure that will relax the state's strict statute of limitations on sexual crimes against children and open up a one-year window to revive past claims of any age. Governor Andrew Cuomo is expected to soon sign the measure. During his State of the State address this month, Cuomo referenced the recent rash of alleged abuse by Catholic priests and that the Child Victims Act is a critical step to stop it.
Because it's a crime. No worse, it's leaving them alive but destroyed. That is a true statement. And the Catholic Church should understand that. And that statement was made by Pope Francis. And I say we stand with Pope Francis and we pass the Child Victims Act this year, because if you believe in justice for all, then you believe in passing the Child Victims Act.
Now, under the deal cut by Cuomo and legislative Democrats, the Child Victims Act would do three major things. First, it'd extend New York's statute of limitations to allow for criminal charges against sexual abusers of children until their victims turn 28 for felony cases, up from the current 23. It would also allow victims to seek civil action against their abusers in the institutions that enabled them until they turn 55. In addition, they'd open up a one-year, one-time only period to allow all victims to seek civil action, regardless of how long ago the abuse occurred.
And Matt, Rory and I anchored Cuomo's State of the State address right here live on WNY News Now. And looking at the powerful comments that Cuomo has made towards this, and just today, speaking with lawmakers there in Albany, they say that this is a good step for the state. However, there are some concerns, and we'll have much more with Assemblyman Goodell specifically on that coming up later this week here on WNY News Now. But either way, he's standing up to the Catholic Church specifically, who's been riddled with a number of abuse claims from folks, far and wide across not just the state, but pretty much the whole nation, and I'd say some parts of the world as well. So, certainly we'll see what happens today. Folks in Albany tell us that this is expected to pass with the Democrat majority, and then Cuomo said he'll sign it in immediately after that.
Well, we'll definitely keep an eye out here. And another thing I do want to motion over to the comments, Justin, if we scroll up just a little bit. Eva Rose Fraley said, quote, "When y'all doing the ones yesterday?" If you could just let us know what that means, I'd love to get some answers for you. I'm not sure what exactly that means, but I'd like to help.
Yep.
So just let us know.
Good afternoon to David as well. Thanks, Rose, for you being here. David as well. Love seeing you as well. Jason joining us as well. Carol joining us here too. Barb as well. Good afternoon to all of you. Thank you for being here with us for WNY News Now. We always truly appreciate it, and so happy to update you on a lot of important local stories And we have actually quite a bit of more news to get to here. Jamestown Mayor Sam Teresi, he's expected to make a pretty big announcement tonight at the city's monthly council meeting. We preview that in just a bit.
But first, County Executive George Borrello standing by. He discusses a new committee that he's implemented. We'll hear the details next as News Now continues.
Live and on demand, you're watching WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
You're watching WNY News Now, your source for breaking news.
The Fitness Bunker in Lakewood is a locally owned and operated club that cares about your health and wellness. They invest in it. Right now, enter their 30-day challenge, where for only $69, you get 30 days of unlimited everything. That's right, everything, along with 2 one-on-one personal training sessions. Then, if you lose 10 pounds, you'll get the next month free. Plus, the first place winner will get 2 Buffalo Bills tickets or a $100 gift card. Details right now on the Fitness Bunker's Facebook page.
County Executive George Borrello is trying to bridge the gap between county officials and citizens. Borrello recently established a Citizens Advisory Committee, which is chaired by Mike Ferguson, who ran against Borrello in 2017. Borrello says that the committee is focused on the concerns and the ideas of the community rather than various political agendas.
This is not about red or blue or Republican or Democrat. It's about what we can do for our communities. Mike and I worked together to choose the folks that are sitting on the Citizens Advisory Committee, and we didn't look at their political party affiliations at all. It was more about what communities do they come from and what do they represent, who do they represent as far as the type of person that they are. It turns out it's a nice diverse group of people, and really the whole idea of Republican or Democrat never really played into it.
Now, numerous community members from across the county are a part of that committee. Borrello says that the committee allows those who aren't directly connected to government to express their ideas and thoughts from their individual communities.
Well, Jamestown Mayor Sam Teresi is expected to announce his pick to fill a vacant city council at large seat Monday night during the governing body's 7:30 meeting at City Hall. Now, in an interview with WNY News Now earlier this month, Teresi said that several people have shown interest in filling the vacant spot that was vacated by Democrat Vanessa Weinert, who resigned in December for what she called personal reasons. Now, the mayor declined to comment specifically for a list of candidates, saying it would, quote, wouldn't be fair, end quote, for all of the parties involved there. Teresi said, however, that the candidates come from all walks of life around the city. Mayor Teresi is also expected to provide his state of the city to city council members this evening and the community alike. Now, in years past, the mayor has refrained from reading the full address. Teresi instead made it available in print and online. He is expected to provide some comments, though. WNY News Now plans to stream that and the whole meeting live on our Facebook page and our 24/7 streaming network.
Federal employees are back on the payroll, at least for now. The agreement between lawmakers and the Trump administration temporarily funds the affected agencies. John Lawrence reports.
2019 started off rough for about 800,000 government workers.
We went a month without any sort of income or any sort of knowing what's going to happen next.
On Friday, President Trump agreed to reopen the government, which gets those employees back to work.
I have a really fun job. I mean, we like what we do.
However,
we're just hoping and praying that we're not going to be back in the same situation in 3 or 4 weeks.
The deal that ended the standoff only goes until February 15th. Republican and Democratic leaders have until then to come up with a border security proposal, and President Trump insists it includes money for his long-promised wall.
I don't think shutdowns are good leverage. It's a lesson I've certainly learned in my time here. There's been 2 shutdowns since the time I've been there, and the aggressor in neither one was the winner.
I certainly hope that we can get an agreement. It's been too long. Too many of our federal employees have suffered.
If lawmakers can't come up with a plan that funds a border barrier, President Trump says it's off to the races. The president says he may declare a national emergency and direct the Defense Department to start building a wall. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Alrighty, John, thank you. Legislation to guarantee back pay for workers affected by the shutdown was signed, but it could take a few days before paychecks are sent out.
Well, today marks the 42nd anniversary of the beginning of the blizzard of 1977. If you remember, the historic storm closed roads, schools, and businesses for several days as frigid temperatures, drier snow, and sustained wind gusts of up to 70 miles per hour hammered the Buffalo area and all of western New York. The drifts were so severe that homes were not visible from the road, and people actually drove snowmobiles on rooftops in the city of Buffalo. The storm lasted until February 2nd and left drifts that reached power lines. 29 people in total died in that storm, and as many as 13,000 people were stranded in Buffalo that very first evening. Now, this week's upcoming storm has some similarities to 1977, but meteorologist David Zapp of the National Weather Service says this will be a dangerous storm because of drifts, poor visibility, high winds, and possibly record-setting low temperatures. He cautions people to stay indoors, stay off the roads, and if they must go out, bring water, food, and blankets as safety precautions. Now, obviously, Matt, you and I were not around in 1977, so we don't remember, but our Rory Polero, who's in the newsroom now, told us some pretty amazing tales this morning, for sure, about what was going on in the city of Jamestown. And we've reached out to folks at the Fenton History Center, who actually, coming up a little bit later on this week, will have a bigger look back. Obviously, the storm lasted more than just today.
Yep.
Today's the start of it. But back on January 28th, 1977. So certainly interesting to see that footage, and just amazing, really, to see the amount of snow. And I know that came from my news partner in Buffalo, WIVB, who was WBEN back in those days, TV, which is now radio. So certainly, just so much snow, and we're kind of used to snow, but nothing like that.
Yeah, I'm excited. I want to see. Is this really going to be a 1977 type thing? Or is it going to be overhyped?
He said it's not going to be specifically like 1977, but characteristics are similar. They don't think that it's going to be just like that crazy.
So it's, well, all right. Let's just see what happens. That's what I've learned.
A lot of people are chiming in here. Alberta says she was 10 when that happened. Incredible, Alberta. Did you live in Jamestown at the time? Let us know, because if you did, that would be cool and to hear your story about it. But Amy says that she was 4 then. So, wow, that's just incredible. I know Rory was probably, how old? He was, what, in his teens?
Yeah.
16, 17, I think is what he said.
Yep. I was negative 21.
Yeah, right. I know. Same here. So, but certainly really interesting to see nevertheless. So, hopefully that kind of won't just remember that day, and a fun fact for it. So hopefully you're all doing well. Thanks so much for being here with us. Coming up, Ring UPK students learn about sewing. We'll have details on this really fun story in just a bit.
But first, Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter, he's standing by with a look at that First Defense weather.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
Coming soon to downtown Jamestown, Pearl City Hops Restaurant and Tavern.
I have some real old-timey dishes on there that I'm just giving new life to.
Like there's a shepherd's pie on there that's going to have some bison in it, real thick hearty gravy. Then I'm also doing beer flights. We're pairing it with a set of sliders, a set of tacos, and a set of mini rolls. So everything's going to have its own pair, so you can get a taste of a little bit of everything and all the beers. We don't want to be known as the restaurant in the hotel. We want to be known as Pearl City Hops.
Invest in your business or cause by letting the marketing gurus at WNY News Now and WNY Media Company grow your business.
Purchase an ad much like the one you are watching now on WNY News Now's daily show, News Now at Noon, WNYNewsNow.com, or our brand new mobile app.
And then get feedback from our marketing experts and fans alike.
And finally, watch your business grow.
As an added bonus, Community Partners messages will run not only on our scheduled programming, but on weather alerts and breaking news as well.
Plus, messages are shared on WNY Sports Now programming. Anything from a live local basketball game to the Phone Zone Sports Desk.
Become part of our family today.
And contact us right now.
First Defense Weather is sponsored by Quick Solutions of Jamestown. Count on Quick Solutions for printing, copying, mass mailings, and so much more. Part of your team. Learn more at QuickSolutionsUSA.com. That's QuickSolutionsUSA.com.
First Defense Weather, the Southern Tier's only live and local weather source. Now, here's Chief Forecaster Dakota Hunter.
In terms of modern history, the storm that comes close to the blizzard of 1977 was the massive lake effect snowstorm that hit Buffalo back in November of 2014. Wasn't exactly the same, but it was comparable in terms of snow impact. First Defense Doppler, we have nothing across the region today. We have a little bit of light snow out here in Canada. This will come our way tonight, and this is all in association with a frontal system that's moving our way. It's right here, and this isn't going to be a big deal, maybe a couple inches at most, 3 to 5 at most, if even that. This is going to move our way tonight, going into tomorrow. But the bigger story really is going to be the weekend. Here's the news now, Kim. You can see really quiet out there, just some clouds out there. It's 16, but again, with a wind of 8, that doesn't take a whole lot to create a wind chill index, so it feels more like 5. But I think this is going to feel like a heat wave compared to what is coming later in the week. So here we go. A winter storm watch, not yet a warning, is in place for Chautauqua and Cattaraugus counties. This is for lake effect snow. Again, I told you this on Friday. The Weather Service changed the naming of this a couple years ago. This used to be a lake effect snow watch, but now it's a winter storm watch for lake effect snow. And there's also a wind chill watch down here for Erie and Crawford counties, and it's just going to get cold, downright dangerously cold toward the middle of the week. So here's the first defense on the lake effect. So lake effect snow starts to set up Tuesday night. It'll last throughout Wednesday and Thursday. There's going to be a lot of cold and polar air to work with on this system, and it could be blizzard-like conditions with a lot of blowing and drifting. Wind gusts may reach 30 miles per hour at times. So again, it's really not going to be a good idea to go out, and another hefty snow amount is likely out of this system. So we'll show this to you here on the long-range future scan. This is by about noon on Wednesday. You can see that lake effect band already starting to set up shop, and then it kind of does a little dance. It kind of moves north and south. I'm not 100% agreeing with what this model output is putting out. It's trying to keep the band farther north. I think it's going to sag a little bit farther south than this. So again, this is going to be updated as we get new data throughout the day, and especially tomorrow. But I think it will be a little bit farther south than what this particular model is pointing out. So these are preliminary snowfall total estimates. Of course, these could change based on new data. We're thinking 8 to 13 inches highest hills, which you work out toward the Boston Hills, maybe upwards of 15 inches there, 3 to 5 across the lower elevations, and also 3 to 5, which you work out towards Cat County. These could change, and of course, we'll keep updating this throughout the day, and especially tomorrow. The next big thing is definitely going to be the cold. Take a look at this. These are high temperatures on Wednesday. 20 below zero up here near Minneapolis, 10 below zero in Chicago, and we're going to be stuck in the single digits to below zero. This is 4 o'clock on Wednesday. So this is all, you can actually see it here. This is called a trough, and it's going to bring in this polar air. This is the coldest air we've had since about 2014, looking at the records. Look at this. 0 Wednesday, 2 below zero Thursday. These are the high temperatures. Ouch. And here are the forecasted wind chills. This is just dangerous. This is 7 a.m. on Thursday. Look at this, 37 below zero Jamestown, 30 below zero Dunkirk. Olean may flirt with 40 below zero, and also the same thing out towards Wellsville. You definitely do not want to be out in that level of cold for any length of time. We'll go zone by zone for you. We'll first start in the eastern counties. So again, today, a rather quiet and uneventful day. Snow comes our way late. Temperatures will rebound into the 20s after we started the day into the single digits. Lake Erie shoreline, a little warmer, may hit 30 or 31, especially out towards Erie. The next 7 days of your life. 28 degrees, that's the high tomorrow. It's early. Temperature falls through the 20s. We'll end the day probably in the single digits. And dangerous cold Wednesday and Thursday, and especially Friday. Very dangerous wind chills with lake effect snow. It looks like Sunday we warm up again with rain and snow showers with a high near 40. Sports.
I just love to be with the dogs, and I like to do them one at a time. They don't wait for 5 hours in my shop. We have full groom, which includes everything from A to Z, nails, of course brushing, any trimming that needs to be done. I do offer teeth brushing, which is a little extra. So if he takes me 2 hours, it's $40. If he takes me 3 hours, I still keep it down. As long as the dog comes back happy and not at the door, I'm happy.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first. WNY Sports Now is powered by Phone Zone of Jamestown. With the largest inventory around, we buy and sell our own merchandise at a price that can't be beat. Have a broken screen? We'll fix it. Learn more at phonezoneshop.com.
Yes, sports fans, it is Monday. Welcome back to WNY News Now. I'm Norm Rodriguez with a look at sports. The Jamestown Jackals finished their 3-game stretch out west on Sunday, failing to secure a victory. Jamestown lost against the Yakima Sun Kings 115-102 on Friday. On Saturday, the Jackals took on the San Diego Waves and lost 112-103. Their final game on their West Coast stretch was against the Mesquite Desert Dogs on Sunday, which resulted in a 136-113 loss. The Jackals will be back in action on Friday as they will go on the road against the Albany Patroons. Sticking with local sports, the Jamestown Rebels hockey team swept a 2-game stretch against the Maryland Black Bears for the 3rd time this season. The Rebels defeated Maryland 4-1 on Friday night, then a 6-2 W on Saturday night. Jamestown remains in second in the East Division with 53 points, as the Johnstown Tomahawks have a 14-point lead for first. The Rebels will be back in action on Friday and Saturday night on the road against, ironically, the Tomahawks. Also over the weekend, the Farmers Insurance Open took place for the PGA Tour. Englishman Justin Rose reeled in the victory, defeating runner-up Australian Adam Scott by 2 strokes. Out of the $7.1 million purse, Rose took home $1.278 million. The rest of the competitors took home prize money ranging from $79,804 to $766,800. The next PGA event will be the Phoenix Open at TPC Scottsdale. It will start on Thursday and conclude on Sunday. The purse will also be $7.1 million. Justin and Matt, back to you.
Alrighty, Norm, thank you, sir. The Ring Elementary School UPK paraprofessional Katrina Robbins recently showed 4-year-old UPK students how a sewing machine works as part of their study of simple machines. Robbins showed them the parts of the machine and gave a demonstration on sewing fabric so kids could see the machine in action. UPK teacher Jill Anderson says that the lessons are helpful because some students may have never seen or heard of a sewing machine, or they may not know how they work. Robbins' lesson was in addition to the students' 6-week study of simple machines, which incorporates math, science, technology, art, social studies, and literacy.
Wow, that's really cool. Good for them. And of course, we'll have that full story up on WNYNewsNow.com as well as we head throughout the day. So always good to get an update from Jamestown Public Schools. Well, I want to show this video because Dakota, you weren't there last night.
No.
But we missed. You missed a little bit of fun. This is Matt's 21st birthday party, official birthday party. So they had that dinosaur thing, but look at his candles. Isn't that? Yeah.
Hey, I thought he saw Norm in the background.
Yeah. But
Norm.
That thing wouldn't shut up, by the way. It just kept going dee-dee-dee-dee-dee the whole night. So another happy birthday to you. A week delayed, but I'm glad you had fun.
Yeah, thanks guys for coming.
Yeah.
I mean, that meant a lot. I know, Dakota, you were probably rooting for the Patriots at home, even though the Super Bowl's a week away. Had to prepare.
Right.
I was watching wrestling, actually.
Wrestling.
Wrestling, yeah. Well, I was going to go, but some things came up. So.
It's okay.
I'll make it up to you, Maddie.
Life happens.
I'll take you out to a bar.
And you got a little bit of confetti and whatever that blowy stuff is.
I have no idea.
It's the.
Who knows?
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
silly
the
string. Funfetti?
Yeah, silly string.
Silly string.
I like it.
Hey, that's it for us being silly today. News continues 24/7 on WNYNewsNow.com. We'll see you tomorrow.